Peace, my family, and roll back to all. Those coming out of that good cocoon for the first time, welcome. This your girl, the butterfly. We about to take off. Let's fly. Just want to send you all the good healing energy your way. Peace, love, happiness, harmony, and abundance. Hope you guys are out there keeping your mind right in that good non-mind. How y'all feeling? Hope you guys most definitely moving on up. You know what's up in your higher nature. And if you don't know, now you know. That's right. We must cleanse. Cleansing the lows. I came here today to express how y'all feeling on this good journey with them. Hope you guys are out there taking care of your inner spirits, your soul, right? Because that's what the Most High wanted you to do. You see, your purpose is to get back to the Most High. And how are you going to do that if you're not taking care of your temple, your inner spirits, your soul? This is what the Most High has treasured you with. Having the access to gaining eternal life. It's very important that you begin to already be incorporating that in your daily life, where you're working on yourself to get back to that eternal life, right? The Most High, right? And that's what the reward is. But once you begin to see that it's work you must do, because just like in the garden, right? They got kicked out of the garden because they didn't listen, right? They weren't obedient, right? So remember, my family, you must understand that you must listen to when the Most High is telling you to do things. Commandments are just that. It's a commandment. It's not something that you can just bypass. Yes, you have a choice, right? But it's not something that you can just look past like, oh, okay, but I'm still going to do what I want to do, right? Because that right there can most definitely, bite you in the butt later. It catches up to you, family. And personally, I know that nobody wants that, right? Nobody that's actually, on the inside working toward, becoming good, right? Nobody deep down inside of you, whether you know it or not, really want that, right? So it's about listening to when the Most High tells you to do something, right? And once you begin to do that, beautiful things begin to happen, right? Just like he says, putting on your white robes, all of these things matter, right? And it's not about being perfect, right? It's about striving for perfection, working on yourself, right? But it's not about being perfect. Nobody is perfect here on this planet. It's about cleaning your plate. It's about purifying your soul. It's about correcting yourselves. And each day you are allotted here on this planet is a day and a chance you have to correct yourself and clear off more of your plate. So at the end of the day, that's what this is. You have to begin to become lighter, family. Moving on up into your light body, family. That's what this is. You got to remember, it's all about ascension. And how you're going to do that, how you're going to connect back, how you're going to, do what you need to do. If you don't answer your call, if you don't answer the call, the calling on your life, your purpose, your soul mission, fulfilling your destiny, because that's what it is. You know what I mean? No one can escape, this life, right? No one can really escape this life. Everyone has to ride the ride till it actually ends. And the thing is, though, what are you going to do in the process of you riding this ride? In your vehicle, in your body? What are you going to do? It's all about getting back in tune. And once you begin to getting back in tune, everything will begin to become clear for you. How do you get back in tune? You get back in tune by listening to what the Most High says, by living your life based on what the Most High says, and His will, and not your own. That's how you get back in tune. And that's how you get the best out of this experience, this earthly experience, when you begin to really listen to what He's telling you, right? Moving past the flesh, working on that flesh, quieting the flesh, where it begins to, get simmered down and the soul overpowered, right? Like focusing on the good and doing the better things for your body, the better things that you need, for your soul growth and development, so you can fly. You know what I mean? Because it's all about making yourself lighter, breaking the chains, right? When you hold on to all this baggage, when you hold on to all these things that's transpiring in life, the trauma is all energy, right? All the things that has transpired in your life. That's why it's best to forgive, truly, sincerely forgive, and forgive yourselves, and repent to the Most High for all the things you have ever done with your thoughts, words, and actions. That's how you begin to cleanse. That's how you begin to purify daily, family, because you don't know what you did knowingly or unknowingly. So it's very important daily you incorporate spiritual practices for you to begin to cleanse, and always being mindful of what you're doing daily. Very important. Someone once told me, this is hard, right? This is a very, hard lifestyle, right? And, it can be, right? It's not easy, right? And the thing is, because we've been, focusing in on the world, society, and things like that, how we've been taught, growing up in life, right? It seems that way at first. But once you begin to start putting forth the steps towards breaking away from things that's unhealthy for your soul, your spirit, and your well-being, you begin to steps, right? You begin to see how easy it is to take a step at a time. It's not about overwhelming yourself and doing all of these things, because you're going to burn yourself out, and sometimes lose it, right? So it's about taking your time and taking steps. And once you begin to do this, you begin to say, okay, that step was, now what's next? And once you begin to surrender to the Most High, that's particularly for how I did it, going through my transformations, right? It's about surrendering and taking a step where, I first, starting to get the right knowledge, right? The knowledge itself. Once I began to get that right knowledge, right, that fed me, right? And it fed me in a way where, my cup was overflowing. And once I began to see, more about this world, it made me, slowly but surely not want to be a part. Because again, my family, you begin to see so much that you be looking around like, what? It's like mind-blowing. And it's like, a wake-up call. Like, yeah, what have I been doing this whole entire time? It's like you finally awaken, right? And once you begin to get the facts and the truth behind things, not just what they do off the surface and just going about life like la 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 la, me, been there in la la land, right? But once you begin to really see how things work and how everything was set up, for, self-destruction, right? You begin to see, is this the path I really want to take? You begin to ask those inner questions within yourself. And then the Most High will be talking to your heart of hearts. Like, hey now, peace now. What you doing? Hello? What's up? What you doing? It's real. Because that's what the Most High is doing. The Most High is consistently, constantly trying to get your attention, to let you know, hey, what's going on here? Peace, what's going on here? And I know we don't use the word hey, but you know what I mean. That's what came out. But yeah, you know what I mean. Hello, what's going on here, right? And get your attention. Because the Most High doesn't want you to go down this path of self-destruction. The Most High wants life for you, right? And you to live at your best. Who don't want that? Now, that flesh do be talking to you, and yes, it is weak. But you gotta let your soul win, right? You gotta let that soul come out and overpower, right? that goodness part of you, you know, for the good part of you. Your soul want the best for you. Has to come on out, and you know what's up within yourself. Most of the time, we already know that certain things that we do unto ourselves are actually bad for our bodies, are actually bad for our spirits, are actually bad for our soul, and damaging our temples. Let's just get to it and be for real and be honest with ourselves. Yes, sometimes for our health, right? And that's how you get back into it. You get back into when you begin to take care of your body, when you begin to take care of your spirits and your soul. And once you begin to do these things with healing, the mind and healing yourself, you begin to see life for what it really is and not really what you really want it to be. Because this life is an illusion, right? And what you think this all is, by the way it's all set up, it looks, pleasurable. It looks tempting. It feels real. But don't you know that real life truly begins in your dreams? That is actually real life, right? But again, my family, this illusionary world can seem real. Pinch yourself. It feels real, like you're here. But again, my family, things can be most definitely deceiving. But while you are here, right, you gotta remember the Most High has given us the green print for us to go by while we're here, so we can begin to go directly back to where we're supposed to be. And that's what it is for the ones that want to get to the heavens, for the ones that want to make the ascension, right? It's very important when doing so that you follow the Most High's instructions, because that's the best of yourself. That's for your highest good, right? And it's going to require a lot of discipline, right? It's going to require a lot of self-control from you. And how you build this, though, it's about not overwhelming yourself, just like I said. It's about taking steps. It's about fasting away from certain things, removing certain things that you know is tempting you to do something you're not supposed to be doing. It's about building a life that is pleasing to the Most High. And yes, it's painful, because you're going to realize that most of the people around you, right, if the ones that are around you, you're going to find out who's true and who's not, who's really on the path and who's not. And that part right there gonna hurt, because you're gonna realize that you're gonna have to let people go. Not because you don't love them, right? You love them, right? But realizing too that you guys are, at different places in your life, right? And out of alignment when it comes to, things, right? And on different spiritual paths. And it could be a numerous amount of things, right? People are on different levels when it comes to consciousness. And some people don't want to grow, right? And some people don't even know, right, what's going on, and they don't want to know what's going on. Or, they're locked into what they think reality is, right? And when you try to help them open up that door, family, you don't want to get, I'm not gonna say barked at, but you don't want, get some feedback back that you may not necessarily care for, right? Because truly, some people just may not understand, right? I didn't came across people that, had so much to say about our master teacher and things like that, haven't even opened up a book, haven't even did anything, but they're still just stuck on, what was being said in the world, right? And that part right there just really stunned me, because I was just looking like, how you got so much to say about someone, right? How? And you don't even check out the works for yourself. Again, this world is, very deceiving, right? And very luring and very tricky. So it's like, we already know that most times when people are out here, speaking truth and, telling the truth, these, in generation and time, things tend to be not what they are, right? Let's just be plural with all of our, noble leaders and great teachers and people that have come up, right? And everybody has some type of story about whoever, right? Not even to say that that story was even true, right? So we have to remember, family, everything is truly not what it seems. And once we get past the surface of things and get down to seeing what did the person come to bring, what was the person talking about, what was the message, family? That's when you begin to see things a lot different, when you begin to get the message and what really happened. You got to begin to go deeper, family, because whether people want to realize this or not, everything is deeper than what it seems. But if you're just going to be on the surface as surface dwellers, right, don't want to go deeper into, things, that's okay, right? But for the ones that do, the ones that actually want to get the truth, right? Because on the surface, the truth is not going to be there, right? On the surface, right? It's going to be deeper down in that, in the deep waters. Down in there, okay? Where the treasure at, deep down. Where the treasure is, that's where it's going to be. It's not going to be on the surface, because that's where the surface is the trickery and the lies and what they want to tell you happened. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And once you begin to get down to what, is really going on, having the truth and the treasure the Most High wanted you to know, having the right knowledge, because that's what's going to get you to know the facts of life and what has happened to us here on this planet. Not just, in our culture, right, but everybody's, religion, culture, right? You begin to see life deeper, and you begin to see the surface. You begin to see things about the boundless universe, things about what the Most High has created, things about yourself that you never knew. Wow. It's going to become so beautiful. And at the same time, let me just say, warning. When you first get it, though, you're gonna feel like, it's gonna, like I say always, you're gonna express a lot of different emotions. Everybody is different, so I can't say how you're gonna react. Some people might be no, you just don't know, right? But just know that all of this is for your highest good. Because again, once you begin to know that truth, know the truth for yourself, that's what begins to make your soul free. And also, very important, because it's not just about knowing, also, it's about applying, using it for your highest good to make the world a better place. Okay? And it's about spreading that love, because whether y'all know this or not, truth is love. Aren't y'all tired of living in lies? Look where we are now, with all the lies going on. Aren't y'all tired of this by now? Don't y'all want to know the truth about things now? Well, guess what, family? You have that opportunity right now. You have that opportunity to get the right knowledge. You have the opportunity right now to fulfill your destiny. You have that opportunity right now to live your best life. You have that opportunity right now to live in truth. You have that opportunity right now to ascend if you want to, right? You do. Yes, it's going to require that inner working to break away from the things of this world. Yes, to break that spell. Yes. But in order to break that spell, family, you're going to need to know the right knowledge to break it. You're going to have that truth. The truth. You know what I mean? So, when you begin to see, family, you may not feel like you have time to actually check it out because they got you, doing certain things and responsibilities and things in the world that you're focusing in on and things like that, because it's real out here, right? Yeah, it is. At the same time, though, just as much as you make time for the little fun things that you may do, daily, you must begin to make time for the Most High. Because this is the reason why you're here, right? This is the reason why you're here. And the Most High also needs your time. And this is not to convince you anything, right? But your purpose is more important than that fun, right? Your purpose, the reason why you're here. Because that fun can also catch up with you. So remember, my family. We have to stay focused. Because that is, your purpose is all that matters and the reason why you're actually here on this planet. So remember, my family, check out the right knowledge for yourself. Get what the Most High wanted you to have and wanted you to know, family. If you're ready, right? So I'm going to leave it at that for now, alright? Again, I want y'all all to know that you are loved beyond this world and in it. And if you have any questions, don't be. I got you. Send a comment in the comment section. I'll be happy to help, right? Again, family, on that note, again, free our master teacher, Dr. Malachi Z. Be that peace that you seek. Peace, salam, ashuk, divine love, family, and wadu. And it's all